Good afternoon and welcome to a presentation about AAUW, which was founded in 1881. The AAUW stands for American Association of University Women, and there's a kind of a common misconception that's not true. It doesn't mean that we're all university professors somewhere. I mean, that's what some people kind of think when they hear the title of the organization. Just means that people in AAUW have some sort of higher education. So I'm going to give a little of the background. My name is Carol Salinas, and I'm the membership vice president right now, but I'm also the most recent past co-president of the branch. I said AAUW was founded in 1881, which makes it the oldest national organization working for the advancement of women in education. So this was, a little bit before a lot of the suffragettes began working for women's right to vote. AAUW's mission statement is advancing equity for women and girls through advocacy, education, and research. And as I talk through some of the history, you'll see where there's things that we're advocating for, promoting, pursuing higher education, and some of the research that's being done to show some of the inequities. Right now, 3 of AAUW's priorities are: one is removing bias from education. So that would be the education piece of the mission statement. And whether the bias is on gender, economic, race, ethnicity, those are all important things that we're working to remove from education. Another top priority is advancing women in leadership, and in all categories of leadership. When you look at how many women now are receiving master's and doctorate degrees in various fields, and then you look at the number of CEOs in business, the women are underrepresented. Same thing in local government. You look at the Janesville City Council, where we just were Monday night, and there's 1 woman and the rest are all men. In technology fields, in other types of community organizations, where are the leaders? Where are the women? And so AAUW really has a strong push for what they need to do to improve the number of women in leadership roles. And then the third one is fair pay and economic equity. Now, March 14th, 2 days ago, was Women's Equal Pay Day. So what that means is the man up here on the left, at the end of his 1 year of working, makes the number of dollars in his stack. The woman on the right is a coworker, same qualifications, same job, same educational background, but research shows that her salary is that much less. And that's why you have a payday candy bar in your hand, because it took women until March 14th of 2023 to earn what their male counterparts earned by the end of 2022. So we're usually, women are making about 83 cents to the dollar for men. AAUW has a national organization, so they are headquartered in Washington, D.C. Then in every state, there's a state AAUW organization. So Wisconsin has AAUW of Wisconsin, again, equity for women and girls. There are 22 branches of local branches in Wisconsin. So there's one in Janesville, obviously, that we belong to. There's one in Lake Geneva, Racine, Kenosha, Milwaukee, West Suburban area, Fort Atkinson, Beaver Dam, Monona, Madison, and that's just kind of this lower part of the state. So large cities, Green Bay, La Crosse, Fond du Lac, Oshkosh. So if you ever find yourself in another city, you retire and leave and go somewhere, you can find an AAUW local organization probably close by. So we're going to talk a little bit mostly about our local level. We're considered a branch, so this is We're from the Janesville Branch, and our branch was founded in April of 1923. So it makes the math pretty simple that this is our centennial year. Monday night, we were at the Janesville City Council meeting when they proclaimed March as Women's Month, and also declared that AAUW special day would be in April when we're celebrating the 100th anniversary. So for 100 years, this organization's been here in town. Right now, we have 58 members, and we range in age from 30 to 88. So we have a wide span of ages. We meet at the Janesville Historic Women's Club building, which is right here downtown, 108 South Jackson Street. If you drive by anywhere on Court Street, we're kind of diagonally across from the Janesville YMCA, buildings down the street. In that building, not only does AAUW hold our meetings, but Daughters of the American Revolution, sometimes referred to as DAR, Janesville Art League, Janesville Women's Club, and the McDowell Music Club. So a lot of different areas of interest for women in Janesville. You can maybe find something there that interests you. So the title today is AAUW Janesville, 100 Years of Advocating for Women and Girls. So since 1923, we have been doing some of these things. We've had branch programs, and someone's going to come up in a few minutes to talk about branch programs. We've had book discussions for about 60 years. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, there's a history of this back to like 1992, but there's been a newer push from national to get involved in this area. STEM workshops is another newer thing for us. It's just been last maybe 5 years. Scholarships, opportunities for scholarships have been something that the Janesville Branch has been involved with since 1926. And I just did a little research, and we found our first scholarship recipient, Lila Mawhenny, and she had a scholarship for $50 from our branch. She attended Beloit College, and she was there 1 year and then transferred to UW-Madison. We have found her picture. We have found an article she wrote. She was a history major, and she was involved in traveling out to Wyoming as a single woman in 1930. Well, she graduated in about 1930, 31, traveled out by herself. So she was a very outgoing woman to start our list of over 360 scholarships have been given since then. And they are more than $50 now. Oh, hit the wrong button. And then we'll also have someone talk about how we raise money for those scholarships through our annual used book sale. So I'm going to call up our program vice president, Pat Logterman, and she's going to talk about the programs.
Again, I'm Pat Logterman, and I've been the program vice president for the last few years, and I'm going to be turning over the responsibilities to another Pat. But anyway, at all of our, we meet at the Janesville Women's Club about 8 times a year, and for each meeting, we usually have a program, and the programs could be fun things, like we had the gentleman who does walking tours of Janesville come and do a presentation in the fall. But the majority of our programs really relate to our mission, which is advocating and promoting women in our community and in the United States. So we have programs such as, we had one on banned books and book banning. We have a program coming up where Sue Connolly, who is Janesville's representative in the Wisconsin State Assembly, who's going to come and talk with us about kind of the issues that are before the legislature right now. Following that, we have in April some speakers from Moms Demand Action, which is a gun violence and gun safety organization. It's really hard not to listen to the news and hear about a shooting. And, you know, we've had, I think, in the first 64 days of this year, had 100 mass shootings in this country, which is, and it tends to be growing. So these are all, I think, some of the issues that, you know, we're facing that really impact women a great deal. And so we want to be able to educate ourselves, know how we can help um, in our community and maybe nationwide. Uh, well, as I said, we sometimes do some fun things, and our May meetings are always where we give out our scholarships. So we have scholarships and have the recipients come in, and we try to honor them. And then we also have performances from the Janesville Parker High School Arts Academy. And there's just a wonderfully talented group of young people that come. And it's just, for us, it's like a celebration of youth. There are really good kids out there, and we want to recognize them. So that's about all I have.
Yes. Hi, I am the book discussion chair, and we have several interest groups. Some people are going to talk about some of the other interest groups, but the largest interest group is the book discussion group. And it's something that we enjoy both socially and to keep with the mission of concerns about women's issues, learning more about women's issues. We read fiction and nonfiction. So this slide reminds us that we have about 40 members in our group, which is about half of the AAUW Janesville branch. But usually at meetings are more intimate. We have approximately 15 people at each meeting. Books are recommended by our members, and the group votes on what book they want to read. We meet once a month, usually always the third Tuesday of each month. We meet in person at the Women's Club, and in January and February, we meet via Zoom because of the weather. No one is expected to attend every meeting, and even if you haven't finished the book or haven't even read it, we encourage you to come along and chat with us. We have a very relaxed dress code, and occasionally we have Wisconsin authors visit and speak at our meetings. Our discussions are always lively, respectful, and fun. Now, on this slide, some of the books that we have read in the past. On coming Tuesday, we're going to discuss Have You Seen Luis Velez by Catherine Ryan Hyde? And I'm looking forward to talking about it because I really enjoyed that book. The Poison Widow was written by a local author, and it is about a woman from Whitewater who killed her husband. And it happened well over 100 years ago, but it was a fascinating nonfiction book. And we kept thinking it was fiction, but it happened. And the Where the Crawdads Sing, we read that long before Reese Witherspoon recommended it, and it became a movie, and it became a Netflix series. So we just kind of bragging that we were on top of things there. We just did a series where we read a couple of banned books and discussed the books themselves and why they were banned. We read biographies, subjects about women, and books by women, memoirs, mysteries. We read young adult. Most of the time, our members recommend New York Times and popular book club like Oprah Book Club and Reese Witherspoon Book Club books. Many of the book choices we've made have become Hulu, Netflix series, and feature films. Okay, this slide is also books we have read, but it reminds us that we really do stick to our mission. We enjoy reading and talking about and celebrating diversity. And these kinds of books help us to understand the lives of others and empathize with the lives of others in our community. Both The Hate You Give and The Absolutely True Diary of Part-Time Indian have been banned books. Guests are always welcome, and we'd love to have you join us this coming Tuesday at the Women's Club at 6:30. We're going to be discussing Have You Seen Luis Velez, which is a short, easy-to-read book. If you want to read it before Tuesday, go for it. If not, please come anyway and get to know us. And the only thing we need to warn you about is we talk about the book. So if it's a book you don't want to have spoiled for you, you might not want to come because we will talk about the ending. Just to let you know, in April, we're returning to a Zoom meeting because our discussion leader is going to be in Madison, but normally we only Zoom in winter. April 18th at 6:30, we're going to discuss The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. And May 16th is our annual potluck meeting at my house. It's the day before my birthday, so we have cake. And it'll be at 6 o'clock. And we're going to discuss a nonfiction book called A Truth Worth Telling by Scott Telley. And I'm looking forward to that one because it's about modern journalism and some of the professional and lack of professional ethics involved. So we hope you'll all join us for our book discussion group because we have a lot of fun and we definitely welcome new members.
The image that's up there is one of my favorites for equity, understanding equity. And when we're trying to reach out and understand what's happening with the rest of humanity and thinking about equality and equity, what we want is for everyone to have what they need so that they can have the opportunities that they deserve. It's not that we all get the same thing, but we get hopefully what we need. Diversity and diversity outreach has been a focus for our group since 1995 when we established Adelante, which means welcome or come in Spanish. Adelante was an initiative from our national organization. And in '97, because of that initiative, we helped form a citizens group, which is now called the Diversity Action Team of Rock County. For 20 plus years, we have continued as a partner in planning the Martin Luther King Jr. annual commemoration, along with Beloit and Janesville school districts, the YWCA, Black Hawk Technical College, and the United Auto Workers Civil Rights Committee. In 1922, our AAUW branch created Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Group, focusing on educating our members about justice, accessibility, belonging, equity, inclusion, and diversity. We began diversity discussions and we meet monthly. We want to educate ourselves on all the different aspects of diversity because it is so much more than race. We want to create programming for our branch on these topics, and we want to make connections with other groups and organizations with an interest that they also have an interest in learning about these issues. Over the past year, individually, we have read, recommended, and shared numerous books, articles, and videos. We attended an open house at the Muslim Dawah Circle in Janesville. We attended a service at Wesley Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, participated in Martin Luther King programs at Beloit Technical College and Beloit Public Library that were hosted by concerned Black citizens of Beloit. We participated in a Cradle to Prison event at Mount Zion Church in Beloit. We attended a film screening discussion. Actually, this will be past tense as of tonight. So tonight there is a screening and discussion at Beloit Public Library of Who We Are, A Chronicle of Racism in America. And they're going to show the film and have a discussion at 6 o'clock. And then in April, on the 13th, there's going to be a second part of that, Who We Are, April 13th at 6 o'clock at Beloit Library. In August, our AAUW branch is going to be hosting the documentary White Like Me, and there'll be more information as to the time and where coming out. Public is invited to attend this free event and join in on the discussion. We welcome anyone who is interested in DEI to join us. Membership in AAUW is not a requirement. Everyone is welcome because it seems DEI is becoming extremely controversial, and it shouldn't be.
Well, thank you. This is really exciting to share with you about Tech Savvy, especially considering Equal Pay Day, because this is one of our efforts at closing the pay gap, preparing young girls to enter careers that provide good pay and exciting opportunities to make differences in the world. So Tech Savvy has the purpose of helping to close that pay gap, and it's based upon the idea that girls can only, people in general, can only be what they see. And so in the Tech Savvy workshops that we host, it's designed for middle school girls. Boys are invited also, and they're encouraged to pursue STEM courses in high school. These are middle schoolers. We got to get them going in that direction, and to consider careers in STEM, careers in STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So what are these STEM workshops? Well, they're hands-on activities led by professional women. This is the place where girls see what they can perhaps be. They're held in the science labs at UW-Whitewater, and some of it's coming up very soon. I'll tell you more about our upcoming one on April 15th, but we have some exciting hands-on activities for these young students. There's such things as construction engineering, a competition of building walls using engineering principles and physics principles. There's DNA extraction. They'll actually swab their cheek using temperature and chemical methods, form DNA strands that they put into a little vial. They can use it as a little memento, or better yet, hang it as a necklace and wear their DNA around their neck. That has got to get some attention in middle school. There's the science of flavors and fragrances, where they will learn about those two things and then have a problem where they have to come up with the solution, create a fragrance that will solve this problem, such as keep your 10-year-old brother out of your room, or some such thing. They'll be working with exploring how the search for new antibiotics is being led on the cutting edge of soil research, looking for microbes in the soil that can help create new antibiotics. There's experiments with plasma physics and fusion energy. Might come out glowing on that one. Exploring the universe. In that one, they will actually be visiting the observatory on the campus. Glowing animals, exploring how that works with fluorescent and glowing animals. And surgical techniques is another. And there's a total of 10 that they will be able to pick from. Something that makes our Tech Savvy different from some workshops for STEM workshops is that parents are invited to not just attend, but participate. They're going to go with their child to the first session. This does a couple things. They learn something that they probably perhaps don't know, and they get to learn along with their student, their child, and that gives them something to talk about and ideas to explore. It kind of opens the door of, how do I talk to my young middle school daughter about becoming a nuclear physicist? And if you don't know what those careers are, it's a little tough to talk about those with your student. They also then get to choose some other sessions designed especially for them. They have the opportunity to visit with women in STEM careers, medical, engineering, and a variety of others. And they get a chance to talk with 2- and 4-year college representatives to get some ideas about how to help their students select the best post-high school education opportunities for them. What are the requirements? What is the latest lingo with majors and minors and all the rest? It might have been a few years since these people had been in college, or maybe they hadn't attended post-high school education themselves at all. So here's a couple pictures. In this first one, this is a DNA extraction going on with all kinds of professional tools that they will be using and scientific methods. The middle one is, I bet, can you guess? It's the surgical intern for a day. And you're wondering, what in the world are bananas doing here? Well, the students learn how to prepare for surgery. They do all the scrub procedures. They wear all the protective garb. And then they learn suturing techniques. They peel down the edge of the banana, and they've got to sew it back up together and hope that it survives. The last one is crime scene investigation, and they're looking at fingerprints and the tools used, the scientific principles used to help solve those types of problems. So what's coming up? On Saturday, April 15th, at UW-Whitewater from 8 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, 120 girls and parents. Parents are not required to come, but we'll probably have about 60 parents. We'll be attending a keynote presentation and attending the sessions that they have selected in a pre-registration. It's open to students in grades 6 to 9. As I said, it's designed for young girls, because that's where the gaps are. The percentage of women in some of those STEM careers, especially engineering, physics, and all of that, is pretty dismal, like less than 30%. But parents are encouraged to attend, and boys are also invited. There's a $10 registration fee. It includes lunch. There's a t-shirt and drawstring bag for students, full of all kinds of goodies from our many sponsors. If you want to know more about Tech Savvy, you can search for Tech Savvy, UW-Whitewater, and it's going to pop up right at the top for you. That's the last couple pictures here. The gathering, the lunchtime, professional women sit at the tables. Some of our members sit with students and talk with them and their parents. At the bottom, we have a construction project going on, some engineering, and I think this might have been the cell phone stand. I'm not real sure. But in all instances, these sessions are led by professional women who include scientific technology, principles and strategies to help them not just do something, but to help see themselves in these roles.
Welcome. AAUW fundraisers have supported over 360 scholarships since 1926. Presently, our scholarship programs are offering scholarships to graduating high school seniors planning to attend an accredited college or university pursuing a 4-year degree program. High school students from Janesville, Milton, Beloit, Edgerton, Evansville, and Clinton can obtain applications from their high school counselors. In addition to high school scholarships, AAUW has what we call the Project Renew Scholarship. This scholarship is available to area women who have been out of high school for at least 1 year and are resuming their education after a lapse due to financial hardships, family responsibilities, health issues, whatever might have stopped their education at that point. The Project Renew Scholarship can be used for not only college and university programs, but also for technical schools and vocational programs that will lead to a 2-year or 4-year program. These scholarships are based on the recipient's education, plans, and career goals. Applications for the Project Renew scholarships are available at our AAUW Janesville website. As a related program, AAUW Janesville Branch offers scholarships for college women to attend the AAUW-sponsored National Conference for College Women Student Leaders. This is a 3-day conference that offers leadership training, inspiration, and networking to women college students. This is an excellent opportunity for women student leaders to not only enhance their leadership abilities, but it looks good on a resume. The national conference this year is being held at the University of Maryland, and our branch is providing scholarship for a student who would apply, a woman student who would apply. If you're interested in any of these scholarship opportunities, contact an AAUW member or reference the AAUW Janesville website.
Hi, I'm Diane Adams, and I'm one of the book sale co-chairs, and I've been doing that, actually being a co-chair for about 4 years, and I have been involved with the book sale for a long time, but not for the 60-year history that we have. Not yet. Our used book sale is our main fundraiser for our scholarship fund, and during the pandemic, we had to get creative, but we have returned to in-person book sales. And our branch, as I said, has history of over 60 years of our 100-year history. We have been having book sales in various places and various formats, but we're still alive and going. We accept books from the community, and we sort and sell them. We have all sorts of categories: novels, mysteries, nonfiction, self-help, science, religion, travel, just about anything you can think of. The only thing we really don't want is old textbooks because they're so quickly outdated that they're not good sellers. We're happy about our sale because it does a couple different things. It provides a place for people to repurpose their books once they've decided they really don't want to keep them anymore. We also provide an affordable way for people to buy books. Quick story, last fall, I had a woman come in. She had $2 to spend, and she was looking at the books. She was looking at the Harlequin romances, which we had a sale for 10 cents a piece. She walked away with 20 Harlequin romances in a bag, and she was just so happy. Now, we might not consider that high-class reading, but she was thrilled. And so that's part of our purpose, is to provide books for people who wouldn't necessarily be able to afford the high prices that books go for right now. Typically, our books are $1 for paperbacks and $2 for hardcovers. And once in a while, we have a few that go for a little more. We have a lot of coffee table books, which we charge $3 for. The other thing is that then we provide the scholarships with that money, so it's a win-win-win for the community. We hold our sale at the Old Town Mall. You can switch anytime you want to. And the Old Town Mall is on Main Street in downtown Janesville, and we're in the lower level. And we do have to thank Jackie Wood, the owner of that building. She very graciously, for many years, has provided us a place to store our books while we collect them, to sort them, and then to hold our sales. And it helps her out too, because a lot of people get downstairs and they go, I didn't know these things were here. And so we're helping her, she's helping us, it works out well. Our sale this coming fall starts September 28th. And let me get the rest of my dates here. On the 28th, we do charge a $5 entry fee because we have a lot of booksellers that come in, and they're going to turn around and sell those books for some more money. So you also, if you come on that day, you get first pick at the books that we have. There'll still be plenty left, but then we go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that weekend, and then we take a few days off and start up our sale again on the 28th. The 6th, excuse me, October 6th, and Saturday, and then on Sunday, we have a shorter time span, but you can buy a whole grocery bag of books for $10. And so that's a real deal. You don't have all the best ones, but you still have plenty to pick from. And we save a lot of our books that don't sell from year to year to start, it's sort of our seed money for the next sale. I do have coupons here if anyone's interested with our dates, as well as $1 off on your total book sale when you come to visit us. So we hope we see you. We are open during the farmers market on those 2 Saturdays, so you can shop at the farmers market and then wander on into the book sale where we'd be happy to see you. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, you can ask the appropriate person because I don't know all the answers, but Carol does.
Okay, so just to wrap up at the end, who can join AAUW? Right now, the current national requirement is a 2-year or 4-year degree from an institution of higher learning. So someone that gets a 2-year degree from here, and doesn't go on for the bachelor's degree is fine. Anyone that gets a 2-year program diploma type degree from Blackhawk Tech can be a member. A nursing degree, LPN, and then of course anything higher. We are currently in the process of the national trying to change the requirement to drop the degree requirement so that anyone who supports AAUW's mission can join. And it's part of the diversity, equity, and inclusion focus that here we are saying we're for DE&I, but we have a membership requirement that excludes a lot of people. So that's the reason for it going up for a vote next year. And then, of course, men can join AAUW. So we do have men in Wisconsin. Often they are related to a woman in the group, a husband that joins, but we do have men in the organization. And in our national organization, we have men that are employed that actually work for AAUW. On the screen right now are ways to find us and get more information. AAUWJanesville.net is our website. We have a Facebook page, and then the national has a national organization, and even AAUW Wisconsin has.